Today I'm going to be talking about how technology helps improve social skills for kids with social disabilities. And I believe that this is important because there's kind of a problem with older people and letting their kids use too much technology because they feel like it takes a toll on their social skills. But through studies done, especially with kids with social disabilities, technology has been important in trying to make the effort to help kids with these problems. And so one of the cases in where technology has benefited kids with social disabilities is called augmented reality, which was done, the report was done by Cunha, Bradeo, Vascones, Suarez, and Carvalho. And so what they found was augmented reality is like a video game that kids would play on an Xbox or a PlayStation, but it's through their technology. And so basically what the kids have to do is they have to communicate with the other characters in the game, and the technology helps them develop ways in which they can learn when to use certain types of nonverbals and how to understand nonverbal communication, which in turn actually does help them learn more about how to use certain social skills in certain situations once they get outside of using the technology and out in the real world. And the next study that was done by Craig, Brown, Upright, and DeRozier is called social skills training. And social skills training it's in the same ballpark of what augmented reality is. It's kind of a video game, but this one is it's more of like a lecture, and then you play the game after it. And with social skills training, they did a study with 50 kids, and they took 50 kids with just normal kids, and 25 of them did social skills training while the other 25 did not. And they ran tests on them before all this happened to kind of get a baseline of where their social skills were at for their age. And what they found was for the 25 kids who did use social skills training, their entire ability to communicate was different. They had better impulse control, they had better communication skills in general. And so with social skills training, it has proven to be beneficial for kids, and especially if there's kids with social disabilities who need that specific help. I think social skills training is a very important way in which kids can improve their social skills. Next so it's called Kids Matter, and it's in Australia. And so this was done by Littlefield, Kavanaugh, Knapp, and O'Grady. And so what Kids Matters is they take baselines of these kids' social skills basically from the first time that they can communicate in no matter which way. And so what they do is they find that early, and then so from the very beginning they begin to develop their social skills better they improve the areas in which they first saw that were maybe lacking in the initial study. And so over time, and given the next few years, these kids are going to have better off social skills than they would have had if they wouldn't have gone through the training in the first place. Next, there is a study done by McNaught and Light, and it's about a game that people download on their phones. It's very simple, but it has proven to be effective. So basically what the game is there's emoji type characters in which there will be a certain situation pop up, and the emoji will show the child what the typical face reaction would be for that specific situation. And so what that does is it helps the kid learn how to nonverbally communicate and also how to interpret nonverbal communication. Because if they see someone making certain faces, they may not know exactly what that entails. But now, after this program, they're starting to figure out more when to use stuff and how to perceive it whenever they see it out in the real world. And so, finally, my last piece of evidence for this is from SpeechBuddy.com, and it was showing that how technology has been helping nonverbal communication, and it helps understand nonverbal better than any way that we could ever teach anyone. And so with all these apps and augmented reality and social skills training, it has seemed pretty evident that kids need technology who have these problems, because technology is only improving, and with all that it can already do right now, it would only help if they start on it at an earlier age. And so, in conclusion to all of this, I do think it's really important that people try to set aside the fact that technology is deemed as bad for kids and that they need to try to stay off their phones to try to help get their communication skills better, because there are kids who are born with the disability of not being able to communicate in the same way that normal people would. And so this technology with augmented reality, social skills training, kids matter, and all the stuff that technology has to offer, I do think it's very important that kids with social disabilities from a very young age start with these programs so that over time and maybe within the next few years, the amount of childhood autism, severe childhood autism, maybe starts to diminish due to the increased use of technology.